Welcome to America's Heroes Group.
Welcome back. Welcome back to America's Heroes Group Roundtable with partner National Nurses United. This is Happy Juneteenth Day. Today is Saturday, June 19th, 2021. And actually, yesterday, the June 18th, was the actual date it's celebrated, and we had President Biden signing a bill that made it a national holiday. But it is an acknowledgement not just of the pain and suffering of slavery and all the dark history that we've had as far as our nation, but it's also a point where we are seeing the light, and hopefully we'll be able to work together as a nation and make this a greater nation together. I just have all this hope for the future. I think we're moving in a direction that will be great. All of our service members have actually supported the period of time where we are right now, being able to even celebrate this day. So thank you for your service across the nation. June is LGBTQIA Pride Month as well. So we honor our service members and salute them. And also, June 19th, we are actually have some esteemed panelists who's here with us. Our host is Cliff Kelly. Our co-host, who is me, is Dr. Damon Arnold. I'm a colonel, who retired from the military. And our executive producer is Glenda Smith. Our digital media producer is Ivan Ortega. Scouts Honor Productions, and our panelist, Adelena Marshall, VA Mental Health RN. She is a nurse supreme. She actually helps our veterans, has been doing this for quite some time, and helps them every day to stay on the course of a good mental health, and has been doing some things that are really astounding for our veterans. So we have to honor her for her service to our veterans. The discussion today will be being aware and knowledgeable regarding your health care. So, Adelena, tell us, what is going on with this health care thing? What should we be aware of?
Oh, I wanted to thank everybody for having us. Due to COVID, a lot of our listeners and our veterans became isolated, depressed, and they turned to substance use. Alcohol is one of them. So I wanted to make everyone available of the medication and a treatment for alcoholism and substance abuse available at the VAs. And one of the medications that we use for alcohol withdrawal and to help our veterans refrain from indulging in alcohol is naltrexone, Naltrexone. It's a pharmacological treatment for substance use disorder, and availability, safety, and success of this medication for alcohol use are a good reason for us to get the word out to all our listening audiences, especially to our veterans, that help is available. And we know that this last almost 2 years have been very trying on, actually, I'll say the whole world, but especially on our veterans, and that they may have, those that were trying to refrain from drinking, may have succumbed to that due to the isolation, inactivities, and other things. So I want to just make sure that they all know that the VA is here and we do offer treatment for them. As far as education, I also wanted to address the biases, unconscious and conscious biases, and with the pharmacists and how they're educating the minority customers that they serve. One of it is the pamphlets that they offer, understaffing, where they won't or can't take a lot of time to educate their patients, our patients, on their medical use and the medication that is being prescribed to them. So this is why I'm saying Juneteenth made me just think about the education that we all need to have, and we need to take the time to investigate what is available to us for our care, how it is available, how it affects us, and even the pharmaceuticals. I'm looking at their recruitment of minorities, the investment of time, and also the research that they do for minority care. There's many medications that are researched, but it does, during the research period, some of that was not researched in our community and for the effectiveness on the minority population.
Yeah, because we had talked about that in an earlier show about the need to participate in, clinical studies and trials. We were talking earlier today about prostate cancer, particularly, but also for breast cancer, other medical conditions. By not being in the clinical trials, you're not even sure if these pharmaceuticals are as effective in you as a subpopulation, right?
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Since you just mentioned about prostate cancer, there was medication that was just approved yesterday. A cancer drug received a U.S. FDA breakthrough designation, and that's Novartis, Novartis. It's a prostate cancer drug. And it's supposed to be pretty effective in latent treatment of prostate cancer.
Okay, boy, is that one of those antibody things, a monoclonal kind of thing, or immunotherapy?
I didn't research it that much. I just saw yesterday the release came out, but there is a lot going on with that. But it's just a new drug that was just approved yesterday. So we can research that and discuss it later. While we're talking about prostate cancer, we certainly want to encourage all of our listeners and women. Encourage is tomorrow's Father's Day. Encourage your loved ones, your sons, uncles, fathers to get tested for prostate. For minority patients, and particularly blacks, they should be tested earlier, probably starting in their 40s.
Yeah, because actually yesterday, we talk about Juneteenth Day was yesterday, but it was also, the Prostate Cancer Recognition Day, so Wear Blue Day. So that's really timely that you're bringing that into focus. So what other kinds of healthcare things should we be thinking about? As veterans, we do have, diabetes out there and high blood pressure. And why is it so important for veterans to really have their focus on their healthcare?
Well, our veterans have been exposed to a lot, whether they were on ships, in the war, supplying other areas with equipment. And some of those equipments and sprays and things that were used, they may not have known back when they were handling that it could have impacted their health. So it's very important that our veterans come in for their yearly checkup, have a primary care doctor, and to follow up. The VA has a lot of programs. They do a lot of research that benefit our veterans. And I, as a person who has to use private insurance, it does not compare to what the VA offer to our veterans. And we have pharmacists here, nutritionists, all kind of doctors, specialists, that if you're having a problem, this is the place to come, because you don't have to wait to come in. You can walk in. Even if you don't have an appointment, you can walk in and be seen, and then your primary care doctor will refer you to the other specialties that you may need to follow up with, or that you feel you have a problem with, and then, come in and get your blood work, get your exams, so that early detection for mostly every kind of medical issue helps to prolong your life, if not to save your life.
Yeah, because my niece, actually, I was walking with her today, and she just wanted to get her blood pressure checked. So we were, close to a pharmacy. So we walked in, and they said, "Well, do you have healthcare insurance?" And she said, "Well, I just want to check the blood pressure because the machine they had there really wasn't accurate. It was going, she checked it twice, and it was two totally different numbers, right?"
Yeah.
And so she just said, "Well, can you check my blood pressure?" And they were saying, "Well, you can check into the computer the computer screen, but we don't have any appointments today. You may have to come back, tomorrow. And I was like, all you have to do is put a cuff on and take a blood pressure.
Right. But see, at the VA, we wouldn't do that.
Yeah, they won't.
Yeah.
I know that. Yeah.
But I personally feel that anytime you see a healthcare professional, so even going to the dentist, they should check your blood pressure. Because blood pressure, today you might be fine, and then tomorrow your blood pressure may be up, and that could be the start of where you might need to have medication to manage that. So I wish that they would just have those machines and everything available. There used to be machines you can walk into a drugstore and put your arm in it and, get a blood pressure reading.
Yeah, and they had that one there, but, she actually checked her blood pressure the first time, and it was like 130 over, it was like 94. And then she said, well, let me check it again because I'm kind of nervous. And the second time she put it in, it was 158 over, 112. And I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
In 2 seconds, it was like.
Right.
Right.
Well, those baseline numbers, 130 over 80 or so, but after it starts going up past that, that's when they start looking now at your blood pressure and seeing if you need any management of that. Of course, cutting out salt and processed foods contribute to having a more healthy blood pressure.
Yeah.
And so, we need to also be aware of that, especially the summer's here. We want to have parties and picnics, and some of the quicker foods are processed foods that we will defer to, and we have to start being more aware of the salt contents of the things that we are ingesting. Not to take away having a good barbecue or something.
Or once occasional, right?
Occasional. And even if you're cooking barbecue, you can still lower the salt content that you're placing on these foods.
Yeah, so we can't eat that pint of ice cream every night, right?
No, you cannot. Certainly cannot. Although they have fat-free ice cream now, and they have ice cream made out of healthier products. So when you're going down the line and you're craving for something, and you're in the supermarket there, head for the healthier aisles.
So like the vegan section and all that. Yeah, I've been a vegan for about the last almost 3 years now.
Oh, okay.
So, I've been doing that, and it's actually remarkably changed my blood chemistries and how I feel.
It does.
Yeah.
And while we're discussing Juneteenth and everything, we have to understand that the foods that we've grown accustomed to eating and the taste buds that develop those tastes that, we enjoy having, a lot of that came from slavery. Oh. And so, again, education. Right. Eat more green in your diet. Fill that plate up with those collard greens and turnip greens. Yeah. And, cut back on some of the other things. Have that sweet potato.
Yeah, because I know when I was overseas, I was exposed to all kinds of chemicals, all kinds of stuff out there. And, that's really why I started getting on this health path, because I could feel my health slipping. And I said, if I have some toxic stuff inside of me, I need to have more antioxidants. I need to have fresh fruits and vegetables and, things that are actually going to help my body fight against whatever I was exposed to.
Right. This is a good time, too, to load up on fresh fruits and vegetables, blueberry, blackberries. You can actually put the whole container in the freezer, and then when you I put it over my yogurt, but if you do smoothies, you can just have that fresh fruit right there. Yeah. It doesn't go bad. You could just stick it in the freezer, and you'll be surprised after you bring it out for a few minutes. It's defrost, and it's very good to put in, in different, even on your cereals and stuff. Just get used to eating the darker vegetables, the darker fruits. And prolong your life. Be around for those who love you to love you a little bit longer.
Fantastic. That's a beautiful message, and people need to listen to that. So what is it that people can do? Where can people go to find out more about their health care? Because I know there is a lot when you go into the VA. the nurses are very, very helpful. The docs are helpful as well. But you get information. Even in the radiology department, they have all kinds of flyers and things, explanations and knowledge about what's going on, how's your health care being treated. So, what do veterans need to know? Where can they get this information? And first of all, they need to do exactly what you said, at least a yearly visit, for a health checkup.
So you can come and get registered at the VA if you're not registered. You can go online and you can find the number to your local VA. Some of you may be in Crown Point areas or listening in from other cities. So you could just go online and get the number to your local VA. You can call and make an appointment. But, if you're just in the neighborhood and you got a few, I won't say a few minutes, but a little time, walk on in and register and set up appointments. We're here. We are available to you. This is a 24/7 operation here. So, and if you need emergency care, come to the VA. We have emergency department.
Oh, yeah.
Come and see us, yes.
Yeah, very good emergency department, by the way. They really have a lot of caring people. They understand veterans as well. One of our earlier shows, we were talking about this whole issue of the slippery slope of privatization and, going to places where they don't understand veterans and they don't know what you've been through. They don't know your history. They don't know your, occupational exposures and what you actually did. And so, I really feel like the VA is a good home for our veterans. And so, what types of services do you think people can take, avail themselves of at the VA? Like a general description of some of the things that you think.
Well, we have general practitioner, we have mental health, we have substance abuse, we have dual diagnosis programs, we have surgical. We have a surgical suite here at Jesse Brown. We do dialysis here. We have 2 units. For our dialysis patients, inpatient and outpatient. Our nurses are so dedicated. I mean, they embrace our veterans like they're our family members. I have actually experienced, and I feel that way myself. And so whatever problem you have, we have specialists at the VA that can handle that. Now, if we don't have it at Jesse Brown, we have Hines, we have North Chicago. They will get you there. They will get you in. Even certain treatments, I have seen where they'll send the patients out for that treatment and provide the transportation there and back. So there is nothing that you can have wrong with you that the VA will not be able to address it. And if we don't have those specialties in-house, then they will get that specialist for you. And as far as COVID vaccine, we're still offering that. And the VA now is also offering COVID vaccines to the children of veterans if they meet that age group criteria. I think it's 12 to 17 or so. So they even have that available. So we want to care for our vets, but they have to allow us to care for them, and they have to know that we're here, and they have to know that we welcome them, and we want them to come here. When you said private sector, we don't time the doctors or the nurses delivering care to our veterans. If you go to private sector, you can't sit up there with them for half an hour and talking to them, and no, it's not. But here at the VA,
well, you can sit in the room for a half hour, and then they see you
in
for
the
5
waiting
minutes.
room. Right. They want to touch you so they can be paid, and then get you out there because they got the insurance companies monitoring how many patients that they are seeing. But we don't have that in the VA. So I'm not timed. If I have to go in a patient's room and spend a half an hour with them, I can do that. I just need to let the other staff know I'm going to be there with them. They, they need to see somebody, talk to somebody, and we educate. We can take our time offering them that education, And we also are advocates for the patients. So we don't just view ourselves as delivering you care, hi, bye. We are your advocate. We will go to bat if we think you're not getting what you need.
Fantastic. One of the things is that we also have to say Happy Father's Day to all of our veterans.
Yeah.
And some of them are homeless and that kind of thing, but they are still people that help to support this country, and God bless them for what they do.
The VA also have programs for homeless vets.
Oh yes.
Okay. Come and see us. We have social workers here. We're affiliated with other programs throughout the state, throughout the country. Every VA, no matter where they're situated, we have partners in that care. So we don't want our veterans to be homeless. Yeah. We do offer information and support, and even housing for those who qualify.
Yeah, I would love to do another show with you, Adele, on because you started out with isolation, depression, and all that, but on the stress of COVID-19 and what it's done to people. That would be a phenomenal topic, because we know suicide has gone up and those kinds of things, that drug addiction, as you were mentioning. But we need to do a show on talking about those particular implications. I'm working on a project right now with the First Lady's Health Initiative. So on Monday and Tuesday of this coming week, the 21st and 22nd, and then the 28th and 29th, I'm going to reach out to you, because we are doing some things there, about 102 churches that will be a part of that. But thank you for what you're doing. We're running out of time.
Sure.
So people can go to va.gov, you think?
va.gov.
Mm-hmm.
You can and pull it up. I know almost every vet I see has their phone now, and they're very proficient in getting the information. So please look it up, and the area that you're in, because this program is being heard all over the country and the world. So we just want you to be aware of what's there. Just reach out to your local VA, and we're here to assist you.
Thank you. National Nurses United. Adelena Marshall, you are a nurse extraordinaire. I tell you that because I know you do phenomenal things over at the VA.